most famous guest.
Alex Eala and Zeynep Sonmez are back together. And guess what? Aryna Sabalenka cannot withstand it anymore. That's right, the friendship between these two young tennis stars is apparently too much for Sabalenka to handle. After all the rumors and speculation that Eala and Sonmez had a massive falling out following their intense Abu Dhabi Open match last month, here they are, proving everyone wrong. They're hanging out, laughing together, showing genuine love and affection for each other. And it's driving certain people absolutely crazy. People who didn't want to see them together were spreading all kinds of stories about how they had this big fight and weren't friends anymore. But those rumors? Completely false. These two are closer than ever. And apparently, that's a problem for Sabalenka. Now let's talk about that Abu Dhabi Open match. Because it was intense. Eala came out on top, defeating Sonmez in straight sets. But the match itself was no walk in the park. In the first set, Eala jumped out to a 3-1 lead, looking like she was going to dominate. But Sonmez wasn't having any of that. She fought back and won the next two games to tie it up at 3-all. The momentum was shifting, but Eala dug deep, broke the tie, and surged ahead to 5-3. Sonmez managed to capitalize on a double fault to win another game, but Eala stayed composed and closed out the set at 6-4. The second set was just as competitive. Eala started strong again, racing to a 3-love lead. You'd think the match was over at that point, but these two kept trading service breaks back and forth. The level of tennis was incredible. At 5-3 with Eala serving for the match, Sonmez unleashed a powerful forehand that forced a deuce. The crowd was on the edge of their seats, but then Sonmez went for another aggressive forehand attack and it sailed wide, giving Eala the match and the victory. After a battle like that, you'd expect maybe some tension between the players, right? A lot of people were saying that Eala and Sonmez must have had a falling out after such a heated encounter. The rumors were flying everywhere. People who apparently didn't want to see these two together were spreading stories that they'd had a massive fight and weren't friends anymore. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking now. Not only are those rumors completely false, but Alex Eala and Zeynep Sonmez are showing the world what true sportsmanship looks like. This friendship is something special. Alex Eala has shown time and time again that she's got a heart of gold. She's been incredibly close to Zeynep even when they're competing against each other in tournaments. That takes a special kind of person, doesn't it? To be able to separate the competition on the court from the friendship off the court. Eala absolutely loves Zeynep's energy and vibes, and you can see it in the way they interact. It's genuine, it's authentic, and it's exactly what the sport needs. And Zeynep? She feels exactly the same way about Alex. In fact, Sonmez even invited Eala to visit her in Turkey, and they were both joking around about all the things they're going to do when they go there together. How wholesome is that? Two young athletes competing at the highest level but still maintaining a genuine friendship and supporting each other. This is what sports should be about, right? Competition on the court, camaraderie off it. But here's where things get really interesting, and honestly pretty disappointing. According to multiple reports, Aryna Sabalenka has a serious problem with all of this. Now look, we all know Sabalenka is a top player. She's talented, she's won big tournaments, nobody's denying that. But there's been this pattern emerging, and it's not a good look. Sabalenka apparently has a serious problem with seeing other players in the WTA showing love and support for each other. Whether it's Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, or now Alex Eala, Sabalenka apparently can't handle it when the spotlight isn't solely on her. Sources are saying that Sabalenka doesn't like the amount of attention that Alex Eala is getting, and that's putting it mildly. It's been reported that Sabalenka actually got offended yesterday just from watching Zeynep and Eala together. Being friends, supporting each other, even after their competitive match in Abu Dhabi. Think about that for a second. She's reportedly upset that two players who just competed against each other are still friends. What kind of mentality is that? It shows a complete inability to handle seeing other players receive recognition and build positive relationships in the sport. And this isn't the first time we've seen this kind of behavior from Sabalenka. Remember when Coco Gauff beat her? Instead of giving credit where credit was due and acknowledging Gauff's incredible performance, what did Sabalenka do? She dismissed it. She claimed that Gauff's victory wasn't because of Gauff's skill or talent, but simply because Sabalenka didn't play well that day. Can you believe that? That's not just making excuses, that's outright disrespectful. It completely undermines the hard work, the dedication, and the talent of her opponents. It's like saying their achievements don't matter, that they only win when she has an off day. That mindset is toxic, and it's one that tries to diminish the accomplishments of others to protect her own ego. But here's the beautiful thing. Neither Coco Gauff nor Alex Eala are giving Sabalenka the attention she apparently desperately wants. They're focused on their own games, their own careers, and supporting their fellow players. And let's talk about Alex Eala for a minute, because her rise has been nothing short of remarkable. She's broken into the top 40 in the WTA rankings, and she's moving up comfortably. At the rate she's going, it's only a matter of time before she cracks the top 10. And when that happens, Oh boy, it's going to be interesting to see how certain people react to that. Even though Eala hasn't won a Grand Slam yet, she's already massively famous and gaining incredible amounts of attention from fans all over the world. Do you remember the Australian Open? People from all over the globe came to watch her play, and she wasn't even in the top 30 at that time. That's the kind of influence Eala has. She can pack stadiums with her style of play and her personality. She's genuinely loved by fans everywhere. Meanwhile, some players apparently have to resort to screaming on the court just to get attention. The contrast couldn't be clearer. And the pattern with Sabalenka continues. She has a documented history of calling her opponents small or diminishing their status as players. After she lost a WTA final last year, reports and sources suggest that Sabalenka was heard making inappropriate and racial comments about Elena Rybakina. She reportedly expressed frustration that Rybakina won the match and suggested it wasn't deserved. When that story broke, things spiraled quickly. Sabalenka's alleged comments sparked outrage across the tennis community. And Rybakina? She wasn't backing down. She called out Sabalenka publicly, and even called out the WTA CEO for allowing this kind of behavior to continue. It became crystal clear that this wasn't an isolated incident. This kind of conduct had apparently surfaced from Sabalenka before. Now it seems like she's trying to spread negativity and hatred against Eala. But here's what Sabalenka needs to understand. She can't do this to someone who has made it on her own merit, through her own hard work and dedication, not through any shortcuts or help from others. Eala has earned every bit of her success through her talent, her determination, and her incredible work ethic. No amount of jealousy or negativity from anyone is going to change that or diminish what she's accomplished. What we're seeing here is a clear divide in how different players approach the game and their relationships with fellow competitors. On one side, you have young players like Eala and Sonmez who understand that tennis is competitive. But that doesn't mean you can't be supportive and kind to each other away from the court. They're showing maturity beyond their years and setting an example for how the sport should evolve. They understand that lifting each other up doesn't mean tearing yourself down. On the other side, there seems to be an old mentality that views every interaction through the lens of competition and ego, where friendships are seen as threats, where other players' success is somehow a personal attack, and where acknowledgement of an opponent's skill is treated like weakness. That's not the future of tennis that fans want to see. Eala's journey is just beginning, and if her trajectory continues the way it has been, we're looking at a future Grand Slam champion and top 10 player. Her ability to maintain her character, her friendships, and her positive attitude while climbing the rankings is what makes her so special. She's not just winning matches, she's winning hearts. And that's something that can't be manufactured or bought. It's authentic, and people respond to that authenticity in a powerful way. The friendship between Eala and Sonmez is a reminder that at the end of the day, these are young women pursuing their dreams, and they don't have to tear each other down to build themselves up. They can celebrate each other's victories, support each other through defeats, and still compete at the highest level when they step onto the court. That's the definition of true sportsmanship, and it's something the entire tennis world should embrace.